Every year, more than 500,000 people file for bankruptcy, according to the American Journal of Public Health. 44% say medical bills or loss of work due to illness very much contributed to their bankruptcies. Do medical procedures have to be so expensive? Maybe not. Chief photographer Steffani Nolte introduces you to a Norfolk doctor working to change the way we pay for health care.
Everybody in the room. Everybody concur with the plan? All right, let's dance.
Dr. Demetrio Aguila is a world-class surgeon specializing in nerve pain. He served 22 years in the Air Force. As a combat flight surgeon, Dr. Aguila's duties brought him to Korea, Japan, Iraq, and Afghanistan.
A sense of fulfillment that comes from doing humanitarian work, knowing that if you don't do it, it doesn't get done. When I was in Afghanistan, I was the only head and neck reconstructive surgeon in the entire country.
Even after leaving the Air Force, Dr. Aguila's heart was still with mission work.
We can't ignore the people in our own backyard.
Today, Dr. Aguila volunteers at Orphan Grain Train in Norfolk alongside his patients.
They're more enthused about doing the project because they have another purpose.
Well, it's groundbreaking. I never heard of anything like it.
The patient comes in and we offer them, well, you can pay for your surgery this way, or you can invest in yourself through volunteer time.
M25, named after Matthew 25:40 in the Bible, is a program Dr. Aguila started 6 months ago.
I don't care if you're a multi-billionaire or if you're the guy on the street corner with a styrofoam cup. You get offered the same options. Why? Because it's fair. And then the patient decides, what's more valuable to me? My time, my resources, or my problem?
Dr. Aguila says he has a complex algorithm to determine service hours versus funds, and then the patient decides.
The program's designed in such a way that a certain percentage of patients will find it more reasonable for them to spend their funds, and a certain percentage of patients will find it more reasonable for them to spend their time.
560 hours is a lot of time, especially when you think small and you think, how am I going to put in 560 hours? I mean, that's literally 14 weeks of full-time work.
But he got it done. More than 100 people put in service hours for Jeff at Orphan Grain Train. His surgery is scheduled for the first week of February.
I'd have been paying for this surgery for the next, 5-6 years. It's the cost just for Dr. Aguila, just his cost is the cost of a good used vehicle.
Dr. Aguila is extending the reach of his community service through his patients, all while giving them back control of their health care. An alternative to money he hopes more physicians will consider. In Norfolk, Steffani Nolte, 3 News Now.
What an incredible idea. Least of My Brethren, an organization that helps homeless in the Omaha area, just signed on to be an M25 program volunteer site. The organization is looking forward to gaining more volunteers with the doctor's help. It's tough to imagine right now in the midst of what we're going through, but these days will be recorded in history books. Chief photographer Steffani Nolte shows you how one Gretna photographer is capturing these moments at home while raising money to help others.
These are the days bringing families
A little bit closer.
and keeping neighbors apart.
Right here.
When the world slowed down and gave us that free time we didn't even ask for.
We usually do baseball this time of year, so it's just a great opportunity for us to be together as a family and just enjoy that time that we usually don't have.
We'll read about it in history books. I mean, that's insane.
Megan Jones is documenting these days in Gretna too.
Because it's crazy. I mean, we've never experienced anything like this before, and it's awesome to remember it. Some people are looking at it in a negative way. You can look at it in a positive way too, that everyone can spend a little bit more time with their family, and what a fun way to document it.
Porch portraits.
And then you're gonna come up a little bit.
Taken from a socially safe distance.
One more. As photographers, we're not really supposed to be working right now, so it is keeping our social media going, and it's getting a lot of FaceTime with potential clients too. So it'll be awesome in the long run, and it's providing a ton of meals for those kiddos.
Jones is donating her time and talents to raise money for kids' lunches in Gretna.
A lot of kids depend on those meals to be able to eat at school, and if they don't have those, they're not going to have school until August. So it's going to provide a lot of meals for those families.
So far, she's raised $4,000.
We love what she is doing as far as raising money to support our community and just to support the kids right now as they're not able to be in school.
It's too soon to say how these days will be remembered.
Not like you've been quarantined together.
The days that kept us apart, or that revealed the best in us.
Give me your best smiles you got, boys. Let me see them. Let me see them. Oh, they're good!
Getting through the virus and the hard times, we're still, as a community, coming together and helping each other and lifting each other up.
Jones hopes her portraits will help tell the story she's living out with her family, too.
Got it.
In Gretna, Steffani Nolte, 3 News Now.
Megan Jones is hoping to raise $5,000 by the end of the week, which will supply 2,500 meals to kids in need through the Gretna Backpack Program. Nebraska's livestock have been hit hard by the flooding. Volunteers banded together today to help farmers struggling to get by. 3 News Now photojournalist Steffani Nolte shows us Operation Haylift.
34 bales of hay arrived Monday in Richland from North Dakota. With it comes a little peace of mind for Carissa Cluck.
I wish I could give them a hug right now. You know, you don't have to wake up and think tomorrow, what am I going to do? You look at your animals, they eat before I eat most of the time.
We can't get to her farm right now because the road is washed out and muddy.
My husband took pictures of them. He had to walk 2 miles in with hip waders to even get in there. And it's over half of the way up the bales, so you see water lines that come up to here.
She goes through about 3 bales of hay a day feeding her animals, so this will last her a few weeks.
The hay is a huge blessing. At least I know I can feed them for a while, and I can keep the cattle that I have. I don't have to look like some people are to sell because they don't have nothing to feed. Thanks for bringing it down.
Yeah, no problem.
Jamie Boss volunteered to drive this hay to Nebraska for the organization Farm Rescue.
Farm Rescue helps the family farmers, and the actual family-run farms are a dying breed, and it's part of our heritage. I don't want to see that go away.
Cluck's farm has been in the family for 60 to 70 years. She says it's going to be a long road to recovery.
It's not I'm going to be fixed by the end of summer type thing. Pastures have so much sediment in them. They look like large sandbars. There's going to be cleaning off. You're going to see if anything can grow. It might not grow this year. It might be 2-3 years from now before you see green stuff again.
This hay means the world because there isn't a lot to do until everything dries out.
You know, a month from now, 2 months from now, when everybody forgets about it, that's when we're going to be needing the help. Stringing fences, cleaning debris.
So for now, they're just taking it 1 bale at a time. In Richland, Steffani Nolte, 3 News Now.